All right, well, let me go. I've just started the live stream. Let me bring them both back in.
Now, the judge, Mr. Lorem is on telephone.
Oh, yes.
However he's in. I just want to make sure he can hear.
Okay.
Mr. Lorem, can you hear me? All right, I'm going to call him. I've got a phone number.
Yep. 517-867.
Say those three again.
517-867-3687.
All right, I'm going to call him right now.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, is this Jeffrey Lorem?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is Judge LaFlamme. We understand you were having trouble hearing us, so this works
Yes.
for me if you're okay with it.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, Shannon, put us on the record, please. Okay, this is the matter of Lorem versus Lorem. Ms. Veronica White for the plaintiff, Mr. Sean Carroll for the defendant, and both parties are also present. I understand that there were a couple of late-breaking issues. I believe during the session I had with the attorneys, we have resolved those. One of those was with respect to Ms. Lorem's request that Mr. Lorem pay for half of her bankruptcy filing fee should she file for bankruptcy. And I made very clear to both attorneys, there is no way in the world I would ever order that in a judgment of divorce. Of course, parties are able to agree to whatever they want to in a consent judgment of divorce. But if this matter were to go to trial, there's just no way I would ever grant that. A decision whether or not to file bankruptcy is solely the decision of each independent party, and it's up to them to decide whether or not it's in their interest to do so. The fact that the other party might benefit from that filing would never enter into my judgment. The other issue I understand was with respect to endorsement of a check. I believe, based on the conversation between the two attorneys, that matter has been resolved. So I don't know which of you wants to state that resolution, but please do so now.
I can do it. Do you know the date, Sean, on the?
Well, your email to me was, well, I'll just do it. On Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, Veronica emailed me indication, because originally there had been a check for a house insurance refund of $510. As a result of that, my client had prepared a certified check in the amount of $255, anticipating he'd give that half to Mrs. Lorem. But before that happened, Miss Lorem received a overpayment check in the amount of $562.74, and that she kept that check in total. So she actually received, an extra $48.74. So the $255 was my client's to keep. My client, rather than getting yet another certified check for $197 for a dental bill, thought he would just apply the $255 towards that. And that's what we have at the office here today still. And it's a certified check, so it's good for at least 6 months. It's dated November 12th of 2020. My client did not endorse a check that required Mrs. Lorem's signature at all. And I think that clears that up. Somehow between phone calls with Mrs. Lorem's daughter at my office today, there was some kind of confusion about how that came to be and things that were muddying up the issue.
Luann, I just want to say that in regards to him signing that check and depositing it, there was that check that you had went in and co-signed on, or that you had actually signed off on in October, November, correct?
Nope.
You didn't go there and sign off on anything?
Nope, the only check I ever signed off on was when we sold the house.
Was
Mhm.
that,
Yeah. so
oh, that was that check, yeah.
Yeah. He had the 510 that I know because the insurance was when both our names when we
He
purchased.
did not need your signature. Jeff is here. He did not need your signature in order to have that check cashed.
Well, the escrow check is in both our names and I have not cashed it.
It's my understanding you're sending that check back to come back in your name only.
No, it isn't. It's coming back in both our names and I will need his signature.
And
Oh.
he'll sign it.
Mhm. They're mailing it to me, but it's going to have his signature or his name on it.
Okay, and your email, I thought you said it's being mailed to just you. You didn't mean names, you meant the check was just being mailed to you. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Well,
And I
the
have
way
the
it,
stimulus check also that is in both of our names. So, and I have not cashed that either because I won't sign his name.
okay. So what they're proposing is that the 255 check go to you that pays for the 197 plus some.
No. That 255 is half of the house insurance at $510. That's the math I do. You divide $510.
Right,
But
right.
you-
But if he keeps that 510
Uh-huh.
and then you keep the money coming in that's
Uh-huh.
coming from the separate check, you're still going to be ahead. Plus you get ahead for the amount over the 197 in the check
Okay.
waiting for you at Sean's office. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, it was just said that was for dental and other things. So I didn't know what kind of other things. Then it was said it was for the house insurance, half of it, and the dental. No favor being done in
It's
that.
actually, it's just free money. Anything over the 197, Luann, is actually free money
Well,
because he doesn't want to move around cashier's checks.
Just so I'm clear, Luann, you received a check for $562.74, which was an overpayment check.
Mhm.
And you have that check still in your possession? Is that what you're saying then?
I still have that check in my possession, but I called because it's 90 days. Oh, I mean, it's past the 90 days. They said they will mail me another check within 7 to 10 business days. And that's why I said I'd probably have it in 2 weeks because who knows with the mail.
Well,
And I will
checks
be
checks
more-
are good for beyond 90 days. So
That's
if
not
you
what
bring
they
that,
told us. That is not what they told me this morning.
does the check on the face of it say it's only good 90 days?
Yes. Mhm.
Because that's normally they're good 6 months minimum,
Mhm.
but it's really up to your bank. Either way, it doesn't make a difference to me whether you bring that check in for endorsement or not. But I thought you had taken care of that a long time ago,
No,
back in
I won't.
December.
I won't sign his name. And no, I won't sign his name. So,
Okay, so I'm going to add to the judgment right now, the wording so that let's get this done right now. So plaintiff shall pick up a check for $255
for dental.
and on 02/17/2021, and this shall pay for the 197 referenced in paragraph whatever above. I'll fix that in a minute. And then plaintiff may keep the remainder. Okay. The stimulus check, we're going to divide today then, Luann, in the keys.
He'll get $600 cash, so I'll need a receipt on that
So,
and the keys.
Give defendant $600 for 1/2 of the stimulus payment she received. And defendant shall sign the stimulus check.
Oh, I've signed it. He has to sign it.
Right. He shall sign the stimulus check
Mhm.
and return the check to plaintiff or her agent, since it's going to be your daughter. Okay.
It's all happening today at 3:30.
Mhm.
And plaintiff or agent shall also drop off the van key.
Yes, and she will have $600 cash for the portion of the stimulus check.
Okay, and then what is the check, the check
The escrow check refund,
for the escrow refund is awarded to plaintiff and defendant shall sign said check over to plaintiff within 10 days of notice of receipt.
How much is the escrow check refund?
$562.70.
So that's the same 174. Okay. All right. And that's the only other check that we'd have here.
How much is that? 500 what?
62.74.
Plaintiff's receipt of same.
And I'll take that into Carol's office to have him sign it.
If you have that check now, you can. I mean, you're telling me that they're going to send you another one,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Right.
Well, you can't very well cash two. If he
I
endorses
understand
one
that.
today,
Did you hear me? When I receive the new escrow check, I will take
Oh,
that
that's
into the
fine.
office
that's fine.
and he will sign it and then I keep the check.
Well, you guys can arrange that. If that's after today, you guys
Uh-huh.
can do that anywhere you want to. I suppose if you have to do it here, that's fine, but you can do it anywhere. Doesn't have to be at my office, whenever you get that check.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to just read this for the court real quick. It is check division. Plaintiff or agent shall pick up a check for $255 on 2/17/2021, and this shall pay for the $197 referenced in paragraph 5 above. Plaintiff may keep the remainder. Plaintiff shall also give defendant $600 for one half of the stimulus payment she received, and defendant shall sign the stimulus check and return the check to plaintiff or her agent. Plaintiff or her agent shall also drop off the van key. The check for the escrow refund, $562.74, is awarded to plaintiff, and defendant shall sign said check over to plaintiff within 10 days of notice of plaintiff's receipt of same. Sound right?
Jeff, have you heard all that too?
Yes, I did.
All right. That's all agreeable with you, correct, sir?
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so I think that all I have to do is just resend it back over to Mr. Carroll's office, and everything else, Sean, is exactly as we changed for the taxes are now going to be filed according to the judgment jointly,
Correct.
right? Or depending on what the tax preparer says. And then all I have to do, Your Honor, is make sure I submit it to the court.
Wonderful.
And
And then
how
just
would you
get
like me
broke
to
down right
submit
now.
that? Should I send it to Dawn, or how would you prefer me to send that over?
Send it to Dawn.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that covers everything, and I can do the pro-con questions if the court would like me to do so.
Yes. Ms. Loram, would you please raise your right hand? You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down, state your full name for the record.
Luann Elizabeth Loram.
Go ahead, Ms. White.
Thank you, Your Honor. You filed for divorce on July 28th, 2020. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when you filed the complaint for divorce, had you lived in the state of Michigan for 180 days and in Jackson County for 10 days prior to filing the complaint?
Yes.
And do you have any minor children?
No.
Are you pregnant today?
No.
After extensive negotiations, we have a proposed judgment that was signed by you on February 1st, correct? And you're going to actually be re-signing that, correct?
Yes.
And you've read that proposed judgment and you've heard the changes to it made on the record today, correct? And you understand those terms?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that in that judgment, Mr. Loram's getting the only car that both of you own. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're each keeping your own things other than a division of 3 retirement accounts, correct?
Yes.
And spousal support is not ordered, and neither of you may come back and ask for alimony in the future. Is that correct?
Yes.
You understand you cannot ask for it after today, nor any changes to the judgment after today.
Yes.
Okay. There's also specific debts referenced in the judgment, correct?
Yes.
You've read the proposed judgment
Yes.
and you understand its terms
Yes.
and you agree with its terms?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that had you decided to go to trial, which would have been today, on any or all the issues, you may have received less than, the same as, or better than you're receiving in this consent judgment of divorce?
Yes.
Okay. And you're choosing not to change your last name to your maiden name?
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions of my client, Your Honor.
So Ms. Lorem, if you at some point in the future decide you want to change your last name, you could certainly do that. It's a pretty simple process. I am satisfied based upon the proofs that there's been a breakdown in this marriage to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. I will sign that consent judgment of divorce as soon as it is presented.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I do want to say this, both Ms. Lorem and Mr. Lorem. I hope you appreciate that you both have been extremely well represented in this matter. You both have very fine attorneys, and I know they've both done their very best to reach a resolution that you both can live with. And I wish you both well. That concludes our hearing.
Thank you, Your
Judge.
Honor.
Thank you. Jeff, have any questions? Give me a call.
Okay, got it.